Bada bing, bada bam. No, this is not an Arsenal Gunners podcast, even though they're number one in the Premier League. Shout out them boys. This is Nando Talk with my brother Spencer right now. We are going to be breaking down the NFL Divisional Round. What a hectic week of football. Broski Spencer, fellow Gunner, how's it going? Gunna on Gunna.
As we do here, we talk everything football, so we might as well start with Arsenal. Number one, look at that. Shout out
Number
to that.
one,
Just a quick shout out to Arsenal. You
Just a
know,
quick shout out to the Gunners.
as long as I've been a fan, they've never done this well, and I'm proud of them.
The bit's over.
Yeah, I'm not wearing another shirt under this, so I'll keep this one on. Maybe later.
Go for the Gunners. I had
Right,
to.
a crazy weekend of NFL football. I'm excited to talk to you about it. Yeah, okay. I'll let you choose where we start.
Dude, chronological order. Let's go with a little bit of the scary scaries, bro.
First off,
Chiefs.
sorry to interrupt. First off, how you doing?
Okay.
You
I'm doing
all right?
well. Brother Spencer, it is going wonderfully right now, man. I'm having fun, ready to talk some football, man. I know you got your wisdom teeth pulled out, so I hope you're doing okay, bro. You know,
We are doing okay, yeah. A little better recovery than I expected, luckily. Not too much pain. Still can't eat many things, but that's okay. Lots of soup going in the system right now, you know?
That's a good suit, bro. You're wounded. Patrick Mahomes is wounded. It's all good, bro. You guys are warriors pushing through, man.
You know exactly. We are. I've been
that ankle was
through it. I've been talking him through it, giving him some pointers about the easiest way to get through it. You know, make sure he's ready for game time come next week.
Come
He's
next
playing,
week,
right?
man.
There's like no way he doesn't play, right?
Yeah, you know, he was visibly frustrated on the sideline when he wasn't able to play in the beginning. Like he wanted to go back in. Andy Reid said, "Yo, you've got to have an X-ray. You're not coming back in until I know you don't have a broken ankle." Because he was jumping up and down on one leg, bro. Like he was literally hobbling.
He was. But you know, my biggest takeaway from that, one of my biggest takeaways, shout out to Chad Henne, man. Talk about
Chad
doing your
freaking
job.
Henne, bro.
You're
Former
37
Dolphin.
years old. You
Former
come
Dolphin.
in and you lead a 98-yard touchdown drive in the playoffs out cold. They said he played 18 snaps all year before that point. None of them meaningful. And he just comes in, playoff game, sure, touchdown. There you go. That's talk about, what about a great job by a backup quarterback, huh?
Absolutely phenomenal job, bro. Like that's what you want. And I did see some people on Dolphins Twitter saying, like, "Oh, lo and behold, look, when Patrick Mahomes went down, Chad Henne went in, the Chiefs offense didn't completely fall apart." You can't compare Andy Reid and the veterans, the established mind he has, all his resume. Like he's obviously he had prepared Henne for that reason. He had built the offense to do what it needed to do in the event of Henne going in, and it worked, man. Like there was a drop off, but it wasn't like totally sputtering. The Chiefs held in there at least long enough so that Mahomes could return to the field.
Yeah.
But
And
the
Mahomes
Jaguars choked a
great,
little, in my
obviously.
opinion.
And Mahomes is going to do what Mahomes is going to do, which is win games, win big playoff games. I think that game kind of, I don't want to say turned out good for everybody because the Jaguars lost.
They choked a bit,
That's
bro.
a pretty positive loss. They had their big playoff moment the week before. Yes, they did have their chances blown in the actual game, but everybody was expecting Mahomes to come away with a win there. I think he's been to the AFC Championship or better. What is it? 5 times in a row now?
This is the 5th year in a row, man, and 5th at home as well.
That's
like
wild.
Absolutely ridiculous.
That's wild. Yeah.
It's so crazy, man. Like that Patrick Mahomes just has done this consistency. Like, yes, at one point the Patriots had 8 like AFC championships to their name, but 5 in a row is unheard of, man.
It's a guarantee. Yeah.
Like at some point, you know, like they do kind of like, it's like they're on the hot seat or anything, but if you get to this many FC championships, you got Patrick Mahomes, you got Andy Reid, you got to win another Super Bowl, man. Like they can't just.
Yeah, they already got one.
Aaron Rodgers has one. Joe Flacco has one.
Yeah,
Dick
but
Flutie
also
has
look where Aaron Rodgers is in his career, and look where Patrick Mahomes is in his career.
I'm sure they were saying that in 2011, bro, when Aaron Rodgers got his first ring. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. I just don't see it on the same trajectory.
No,
there.
I know. I mean, I think it's safe to say that the Chiefs right now are probably the favorites to win the Super Bowl this year. But like,
I think that's going to be a great game next week. Chiefs Bengals. The Bengals have had. Hey, Burrow has had Mahomes' number. I think it's 3 times he's beat him, right?
Burrow is the Mahomes killer. He's 3-0 against him, and he just mollywopped Josh Allen. I mean, I get it. Quarterbacks don't
Yo,
play.
he's so good. Joe Burrow, he is quickly becoming one of my favorite players outside of the Dolphins. He's got the stuff.
Joe Burr, baby. He has got the mojo, the moxie. Did you heard him? That was an immaculate quote that'll go on forever after the game.
Yes. A great
Send out them refunds, baby. Ooh, send out them refunds. Like, oh my God, that's the confidence you see from a quarterback like that. Joe Burrow, again, he doesn't play against Mahomes. He doesn't play against Josh Allen. But at the end of the day, he knows he's getting compared to those and entering the game. He is the lesser of those quarterbacks, quote unquote, because I think he might be leapfrogging Josh Allen right now. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I think he leapfrogged Josh Allen. He's almost in that Mahomes tier of this guy just wins. He's such a great creator, such a great quarterback, man.
Oof. I don't think maybe he doesn't have like wild of numbers or stats or whatever, but you're talking about a guy that will win when it's necessary. He's got that. In fact, I mean, he made it to the Super Bowl. He beat Mahomes. He beat Allen. Gotta keep him in that category there. That's he's got the winning ability. You know what I mean? He's doing it easily. We always love a great one-liner. He's got a couple of those. And he's always ready for the big moment. I'm excited.
He's a quote machine.
It's gonna be fun.
Quote machine, bro. Like is, and his play backs it up too. Like if he just did these quotes and then absolutely face planted, like he'd just be a goofball, a corny clown. Like, dude, like when they ask him, "What's your Super Bowl window?" and he goes, "My entire career."
You love it.
And then when he asked, "What's your connection with Jamar?" he said, "As long as me and Jamar were on the same field, like we got each other." He's like, come on, bro. Like,
come on.
They're locked in, and I genuinely do think that Joe Burrow has almost leapfrogged Josh Allen and the Bills. And we'll talk a little later on, Spencer, what that means for the AFC, like the Chiefs, Bills, Bengals, the Dolphins. But for right now, in that one game, 27-10, Cincinnati owned Buffalo, bro.
Oh, they did the whole game. It was pretty. Like I don't want to say easy, but like they crushed them the whole game. They crushed them.
It wasn't even a question. And it was in the snow, it was in the cold. That's supposed to be the weather that Buffalo was made for. And if we're talking about the Chiefs a little bit being on the quote unquote hot seat after making 5 straight AFC championships and only 1 Super Bowl, dude, the Bills can't get past the divisional round.
Yeah. That's not good.
That's insane. Like, they got there last year. Granted, they played the Chiefs. Crazy game. Josh did his part. They come to this time, and he sucks.
I will say, I heard for the first time today, I heard that like everybody, the Bills, everybody acts like the Bills have already like won so much. You know what I mean? About how they talk about the Bills. But in reality, they keep losing in the divisional round in these heartbreaking games. That's a problem. You know what I mean? If you're not winning the big games, can't be talked about like you are winning those big games. And yeah, what is that now? 3 in a row?
Yeah, like Buffalo keeps talking themselves up like they're the Super Bowl contender, like they're these big dogs. But every year they get to the playoffs, and every year they've been getting smacked around. Like they just, I don't know if it's like, you got to question maybe Sean McDermott. You got to question maybe what they've done in the building. Stephon Diggs is clearly upset. He's screaming at Josh on the sidelines.
That's reactionary, you know.
I don't know, bro. I'd be upset. Like you saw what the moment he was screaming at him. Josh Allen is all huddled like this. He's like slouching around, like all bummed. And Stephon is yelling at him like, "Yo, like you're the captain, bro. Like get the fuck up."
Yeah. But I'm talking like that's like in-game stuff. You know that's like immediate anger.
He left out the locker room.
What?
You saw what he was saying on Twitter and stuff? He like left out the locker room and he was like,
I know, but
I'm not going to stand for losing.
He needs time to calm down.
I guess. There was so many people just clowning him. They're like, Stephon Diggs. They're like, yeah, that's about what I say when I'm getting crushed on Madden. I got to just turn off the PS4. You think I'm going to stand for losing?
I leave.
I leave your game.
Rage quit.
Yeah. He rage quit the game, bro. And I mean, granted, it was after, and you're right, it is reactionary. And like he did just sign a big money extension. Like any talk of Stephon Diggs leaving is ridiculous.
But yeah, that's a poor showing for Buffalo.
Poor showing for Buffalo. I
With
get why he's frustrated.
all the hype around it, I think I have to assume most people assumed they were gonna win. Most people probably had Bills Chiefs in the AFC Championship, or at least not the way that it went down. Yeah, that's a big disappointment for Buffalo.
Dude, they were already. I mean, Joe Burrow's right with that refunds quote, man. Like they were literally already selling the
Oh yeah,
neutral side tickets in Atlanta. Like they were ready to go, and that's insanity. So presumptuous of them. Like
hold on, I feel
how? No
myself.
worries. How can you
I
like
heard
think that? Like
myself echoing. You know,
I got you,
my
brother. I got
voice
you.
was booming,
Booming Spencer,
booming
booming, bro.
Spencer. Yeah, yeah, it's
Booming
okay.
Krimsky, bro.
We got to enjoy
Miss,
it for a little bit.
I enjoyed it. I love your dulcet tones of Mr. Krimsky, bro.
There you go.
But I mean, like in the AFC, bro. Like I think before we get to the NFC, let's talk about a little bit what it means for the Dolphins now. You
All
know,
right, that works.
like because you're right. Everybody was thinking that it was going to be Chiefs Bills, and for the last couple of years, it seems like it's supposed to be this Chiefs Bills, which would suck for the Dolphins to have a Super Bowl contender once again leading the division title. But is Buffalo a little weaker than we thought? Like we fought them pretty hard, and then Cincinnati clobbered them.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, should we be more afraid of Cincinnati than we are of Buffalo? You know what I'm saying?
I think we should be equally afraid of both. I think we should definitely be that afraid of Cincinnati, especially when it comes to the playoffs. I still think Buffalo's a scary team. I still think they are Super Bowl contenders. Like they had a shitty game. You know
Are
what I
they?
mean? Am I allowed to curse?
Like they're very good. Of course, curse.
Okay.
Curse away, brother.
They,
Fuck the
they,
Bills.
they had a bad game. They had a bad game. But they're still good. They're still great. You know what I mean? Going in, like obviously they had a bad game, but everybody was going in seeing them as that tier. And while they didn't put it together, they're still good. They can do it in any given week. And that does stink for the Dolphins. It's a hard path up to the top in the AFC. But you know, keep climbing that hill.
Even the Jaguars are starting to come a little bit together, man. Like
They're
that
gonna
is a
be
little.
good, I think. The Jaguars are gonna be good.
Doug Peterson's got him on the right track. Like
Yeah.
we did talk about I think they choked a little bit against the Chiefs. You at least admitted that they blew some opportunities, but
Oh, they
the
definitely
Dolphins,
did. They
the
fumbled on the
Dolphins,
5-yard line.
yeah, they did. And I think the Dolphins might have put up a little bit of better of a showing against the Chiefs. Like I think if we had beat the Bills, things might be a little different right now. But that being said, like it's gonna be tough for the Dolphins next coming years. Like the AFC is tightening up. There's a lot of young quarterbacks, and while I don't think Josh Allen might be the greatest quarterback in the AFC, you know, I don't even think he's the second anymore. You know,
Okay.
he's still obviously a top dog, and
Yeah,
we can clown him all we want. We can clown Buffalo all we want, and obviously, I want to get my licks in a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's still a scary team.
Yeah, he's very good.
Like I think the Dolphins, though, a couple moves, couple right choices. We did fire our defensive coordinator, Spence. You know, so that's
A
that's
step
a
in the
little
right
interesting.
direction, hopefully.
Hopefully, we'll be able to tighten it up a little bit if we get Mr. Fangio, Spencer.
Maybe that's what I've been hearing. Big Fangio. You know that's good experience. I like having a nice experienced guy that was a head coach and now can focus solely on defensive coordinator. That's one thing I've noticed too. You know, head coaches that get fired but then are still great coordinators. You know what I mean? Maybe the head coaching responsibility is just like a little too much. Too much going on. That doesn't take away the expertise they have in whatever they're a coordinator of. So I respect
like Todd
that.
Bowles too. Todd Bowles too. You know, I mean Dan Quinn has showed it this season when he stepped back down to like defensive coordinator. He's done some nice work for the Cowboys. Like
Cowboys defense is pretty good.
Todd Bowles is your classic.
They're a mess right now. Oh, okay. We gotta talk about one thing that is still I just can't believe. We'll get into
subconscious transition. I love that. No, I mentioned Dan Quinn and the Cowboys. We ride, bro. We can get back to the Dolphins later.
Yeah. All right, we can transition.
Fuck.
What were you gonna say?
The Cowboys, they blew it a bit, bro. Like they and I'll tie it a little bit with the Dolphins. One of the things that the 49ers are showing to me is everybody wants to talk about you need the greatest QB leading you. You need everything. That's the man. That's everything. Teams like the 49ers still show that if you have a great team around, if you've got great pieces, a great scheme, great coaches, great offensive line, running game, playmakers at every level, strong defense, awesome middle linebackers, ability to get pressure, playmaking corners, you can rock with the 7th-round rookie, and it doesn't matter.
I'll tell you, they're feeling pretty good right now. 49ers.
They're looking pretty good, man.
Pretty
I get
good.
it. They only won 19-12, but they were firmly in the driver's seat that entire game.
You're right. Yes, wasn't the best offensive term, but again, yeah, wasn't like they won the game. They've won however many in a row now. Yeah, they're firing on all cylinders, and it's got to feel pretty good. The coaches are happy. D'Amico Ryans is going to leave, I assume, to become a head coach next year. I assume he's going to be one of the first off the board, so they will have to find a different defensive coordinator. But they got a feisty defense, fast, strong defense over there in San Francisco. And I don't know, Dallas is not in a good spot right now.
Dude, I think
okay, hold on. Can we talk about the Cowboys Twitter?
Yes.
And how outrageous that is? If you compare it to for those of you who don't know, the Cowboys just wrecked Dak Prescott. They posted after the game and they're like, Dak Prescott has 2 big turnovers in a loss in which the Cowboys had more self-inflicted wounds. And I'm like, damn.
It was brutal.
How did they do that? If this was the Dolphins Twitter, the Dolphins would just be like, tough loss. We'll be back next year. Or they'll be like, great season. You can't be like that. That makes it seem like the Twitter is separate from the team. You know what I mean?
Oh, 1,000%, bro. I think it's still up there. I'm trying to pull it up right now on Twitter.
What is that? Yeah, what is that?
Like, the other tweet is crazy too, man. The 49ers had more weapons than the Cowboys going into the game, and with the loss of Pollard, definitely had way more ammunition in the second half.
Wait, the Cowboys said that?
That's the official Cowboys Twitter.
What are they doing?
We're going to scroll through it together.
You think Jerry was just mad?
And you think his grandson rocks the Twitter?
Right now.
You think grandson Jerry, grandson Jones rocks it, bro? Look at that, man. The 49ers had more weapons than the Cowboys going into the game. And with the loss of Tony Pollard, definitely had way more ammunition in the second half.
Why are they just roasting the whole team?
They're just stupid.
What? What do these say?
Tony Pollard stuff. Oh, yeah. Dak Prescott gave away the ball twice in the narrow loss to the 49ers. In a matchup, the Cowboys had a chance to win if they didn't again generate self-inflicted wounds.
That's just literally blaming him for the loss.
You put this online. RG3, bro. Honestly,
I feel disrespected. Absolutely disrespected. If I was Dak, damn, that's gotta hurt. Your own
hurt is an understatement, bro. That is absolutely brutal. And if they weren't so financially committed to Dak Prescott,
yeah, I don't think he's leaving, but
yeah, he's not leaving. I don't think they want him gone either. But it's almost like that's a slap across the face, bro.
That's just a slap to the face.
Like, the Dolphins have not exactly been the most respectful with the way we've handled our quarterback situation at times. But that is rough, man. That is absolutely so sad, man. Like, the only quarterback who might have been disrespected more this season, I think, is like Jacoby Brissett, man.
I'll tell you, that's a rough game, though, for Dak. If we're talking about like Dak as a whole, that's pretty rough.
Yeah, 4 picks.
That's a game that you would want him to win, and he didn't look great through a couple rough.
I think he threw 4.
Also, in the last game-winning drive there, the first play of the last drive should have been a pick 6 and was dropped.
Oh, he only threw 2. Yeah, no, he had many dropped interceptions. Is what it was. He had 2 interceptions though.
He only
so bad.
There could have been 4. And yeah, I don't know. Shout out to also the Cowboys winning I give them the SB for probably worst play of the season. On the last one there, it's gotta be. We're talking situationally. You got one chance to do your game-winning magician play, and that's what you do.
For those who haven't seen it, it's Ezekiel Elliott lines up at center. They put their tackles, I think, or their guards, offensive linemen to the outside. I guess trying to trick them into we're going to make a crazy pitch and screen.
So
Like it looked like the longest yard, Spencer. It looks like the longest yard to play at the end of the first half when they just literally throw everyone out to the outside and they just run a little screen behind like 10 linemen.
yeah.
Okay.
I
This is
saw
the
it
NFL.
again, and it probably wasn't the worst play in the world, like design-wise. Because the goal I think was supposed to get it to one guy on the outside, behind a couple offensive linemen. So he'd have some space. I think that was the goal. But the way it was set up, executionally, all that
Poor
stuff,
Zeke, man.
Can't do that.
Poor Zeke, he got lit up
He
too.
just
Way
got
too
lit
small
up.
to be a
He was
center.
put in a bad situation there. That is not his fault.
When you were talking about bad plays, though, like I kind of wanted Dalton Schultz. Shout out Ruski, by the way. Thanks for tuning in earlier, boss. Great draft stuff. But I wanted to get Dalton Schultz, and now I'm not so sure, bro. Those back-to-back bonehead plays,
They were bad.
bro. He the first one where he just didn't fight through the contact, and he just
Get out of
lost
bounds. I
forward
know, he
progress
just
and
stopped
still got
running.
out of bounds and just lost time. Like what an absolute
Yeah. He
doofus,
stopped
bro.
running, and that probably lost him 10 seconds, 12 seconds.
It
And
lost
then
him
he doesn't
12
catch
seconds.
the ball.
And then, he was like, "Don't worry, guys. Now I'll stop the clock." Okay,
In that situation, you got to be extra careful. If that's me, and I'm going to the sideline here, I'm catching it. I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right?
Yeah, bro, I'm breaking it down, man. You think I'm about you think there was a ladder in front of me the way my feet are chopping it up on that
He
ground
took
right
a
there,
big
man.
step. I'm talking a big stride.
Bro, my man thought he was like. It looked like he was trying to do the little Jordan dunk, bro. He's like, I'm just gonna sail across the ground, bro. He just flew. He flew across the ground. Didn't touch.
Right. They didn't talk about bad enough. Those are two pretty bad plays. Situational awareness.
That takes away like 30. Like it was so much bad situational awareness from Dallas, man. Like they called their they didn't punt before the 2-minute warning, so then they wasted more time.
They wasted like 30 seconds. Also, I know on the punt play, they just wasted so much time before they kicked the ball.
They're just dumb. I don't think Mike McCarthy's had a bad season, but off of those couple, the way the game ended left a very sour taste in my mouth.
Very sour. The whole game leaves a pretty bad taste for Dallas.
Yeah, man. Like it felt like
my friend Sam Rietta. He's a big Cowboys fan. Tough way to go down. Yeah, tough way to
Boss man Sam, that was a tough way to lose, man. And it's I think it's same kind of tone for the Bills, despite whatever great season you have, whatever great noise, when you lose like that in the playoffs, it really leaves you heading into the offseason like, what the fuck? Like it makes you feel disgruntled.
Yeah, agreed.
And like I talked about this a bit with Trevor Spencer, but with you, when the Dolphins lost 31-34, like it sucks that we went out that first round of the playoffs, but like no moral victories. But I can at least be like, you know what, we battled, bro. We hung in there. We Rocky Balboa versus Apollo, man. Like we went the distance. The bell rang. We didn't win the fight, but everyone was cheering our name at the end. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. And you know what? We were put in a bad situation in that game, but we did well. We made it a fight. We did what we could to try to put it away. And we were close. we tried.
But the Cowboys, like they were close by a touchdown in theory, but like
they were close.
When you lose like that, like
game. Yeah, pretty ugly game. Great defenses, both of them, I think.
Yes.
Both teams, great defenses.
DeMarcus Lawrence is a monster. He's a freak.
Absolutely.
Micah Parsons, you saw what he did to McGlinchey?
Monster. Micah Parsons is fantastic.
You saw what he threw the offensive lineman to the ground with one arm?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Matt McGlinchey? Dude, I wanted him to be the Dolphins' right tackle. No way in hell. Stay the fuck off my team. Go home. Go to the weight room. I don't know.
I don't know. Micah Parsons is a monster. He's going to be good for a long time. He's very good.
One arm? Come on.
Yeah, I mean, one arm is pretty bad. But hey, they won the game.
He was so impressive that I the commentator was I forget I don't know if it was I think it was I don't know who it was, but they were just like that reminds me of Reggie White. Oh, Reggie Wayne. I was like, Reggie Wayne, you dumbass. You mean Reggie White, maybe?
Close.
Like,
Wide
yeah. I was
receiver,
like,
you know?
yeah. I was like, Reggie Wayne never did a defensive swim move or anything. Like, what are you
Yeah,
talking?
you can knock him down with one hand too. He had
But
some
hey,
mean stiff arms, Reggie Wayne. You
you
know?
know it's an impressive play when even the commentator gets tripped up a little bit. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like,
You just
just try
couldn't
to
believe
throw
it.
off a reactionary
Yeah, yeah. Just
take.
cannot believe it. They
Like, I
did
was
have
just
a great shout out to the announcers for a nice call there in the game when they were just talking about 49ers and they're like, it only takes one play to get it going. And then as they said that was the big bootleg and that crazy Kittle catch off the face, right on cue. And they're like, it only takes one play, and then you get a nice exciting play like that, and you go down and you score a touchdown. Just
my
as they
guy.
threw it up.
It was beautiful, honestly, man. Like when you see a little bubble like that, like yes, it's luck a little bit. Obviously, extreme concentration by George Kittle as
Oh,
well. But like that's a game changer, bro. That's a momentum swinger. Like you as a defense, you're kicking yourself after allowing something like that. It gives a surge of confidence to the offense as well.
that's also terrifying. I thought Trayvon Diggs might have killed them. If he actually hit him in the head, he might have been dead. You see how close he was to just go and just head first contact?
Dude, there are so many hits in the NFL. Like I think like slow-mo makes it a little worse. You feel me? Like you get a little more scared. But like there are some plays where you're like, oh my god.
It was just one of those where like he went and he pulled back just in time. And if he didn't, I don't know, it wasn't going to be pretty for George Kittle.
Bro, I'm gonna bring up the longest yard again, but like those are the kind of plays where like I would have stood up afterwards, been like, oh, I think I just shit myself, coach. Like,
Can of corn.
you're
Can of
like,
corn,
what?
I'll be fine.
I
Can of corn.
no, coach, I think I just shit myself. I gotta go change the locker. I pulled a
Yeah,
Lamar
yeah.
Jackson, man. I
Just
gotta. That was scary, bro. But
That was good. But
would you still
when
want
they're
Dalton
looking-
Schultz?
Well, I like Dalton Schultz. Aside from those
He
boneheaded
did catch the
plays-
first touchdown.
aside from those boneheaded plays, he's been pretty good all season.
He did catch the first touchdown. You know,
Those are very bad plays, very poor situational awareness in like the most important time. Can't do that, and that does definitely leave a sour taste in your mouth when you think about Dalton Schultz. But he's good. He's been productive all year.
Brett Maher, Brett
Yeah,
Maher,
that's rough. That's rough.
beyond rough, bro. At least
Even
now
the
he can go
first
home.
one, the one that got blocked, was not even going to come close to making it.
Not at all, bro. But sucks for the Cowboys. Once again, they choke and they don't. They just talk and talk and talk, yammer and yammer. I think it's a very similar situation to the Bills. Guys who think they're contenders. Well, except the Cowboys actually have a shit ton of Super Bowl rings. But
Okay, so question. I want you to make your pick right now. If any, who makes it to the Super Bowl first? Bills or Cowboys? If either of them.
I'm gonna say the Cowboys just on the point that they've got a great defense, very young, some nice pieces. I think Dak is a little interesting, but the NFC is just not as competitive, I think, as the AFC. You know?
I think that's what
It's
it
not
is.
to say the NFC is weak. It's just the AFC. Like, think about it. The Bills are going to have to fight with the Dolphins and the Jets for a while. Like, they're going to have to battle with the Bengals, with the Chiefs, with the Jaguars, like we were talking about. Chargers are going to improve as well, as much as I hate them. Like, the Broncos aren't going to be a 3-win team forever. Like, it's a tough AFC, bro. Yeah, Russell Wilson's
Yeah,
pretty fucking good.
I'd lean Bills based on how good I think the actual teams are. But yeah, the AFC is pretty tough. And I think the NFC is a little less strong. Eagles do look great. They
do,
look
bro.
fantastic.
They
Niners
mollywopped
looking
the
good.
Giants.
Niners looking good, but Eagles looking fantastic. But yeah, I don't know. You see the Chiefs and the Bengals staring at you every single year. I do think the Bills can make it. I do think they're on that caliber.
Of course. And if
I
they played each
don't
other in the
know how
Super Bowl,
consistent, and I don't trust the Cowboys to like be consistent enough. But I don't know. That's a tough question. I still lean Bills for now. But yeah, Cowboys do have an opening there in the NFC that I think if they play the same level, they can get there.
well, it's interesting that I said that about the Bills and then I brought up like the Dolphins and the Jets because honestly, the Cowboys kind of had the same issue. Like you said it yourself, bro. The Eagles they look freaking good, bro.
They look
And like
good. They look good.
that's gonna be in their division for a while too. Like the Giants are there as well. Like I mean, I was gonna say they're no slouch, but the Eagles honestly they murdered them, bro. Like I went to the bar. I was like, yo, I'm gonna order a Philly cheesesteak sandwich to go support the Philly boys. Like they need it. It's gonna be a tough game. Before I even finished my first beer, Philadelphia was already murdering them. I was like, I'm not gonna order a Philly cheesesteak sandwich. I was like, this is so stupid. I was like, I'm just gonna order a burger. Like they don't need my help. They're destroying the F men. They're not the G men, bro.
They're
are the
also
F boys.
firing on all cylinders. Eagles.
I don't like Nick Sirianni though. I hate him.
Really? Why?
He's just a douche, bro. He's a little clown. He just chirps all the time into the camera. Like, you think I don't belong here?
He may be a clown, but he's winning football games pretty easily right now.
Oh, well, it's the same thing with the Burrow thing, though. Like, except I like Burrow, but it's the type of person who, like, that attitude is good on a winning football team.
Yeah.
Second they lose, like, if they go NFC Championship and they get embarrassed, everyone's gonna light it up on Sirianni.
I mean, I doubt they're gonna get embarrassed. You know, it could happen. Could happen.
Dude, I don't think there's much we can even talk about the Eagles and the Giants game except for the Giants suck and then the Eagles crushed them.
But I think that's an overall positive for the Giants. They had a good season. 4-13 last year. To make it to the playoffs, that's an overall positive. Good job, Giants.
And Kayvon Thibodeau looks good.
They were outclassed 100%.
Yeah.
But a good season.
That's tough, though.
Season.
So you see, like, what if that's what the people thought was going to happen to the Dolphins Bills last week?
They thought was going to happen to the Dolphins.
They thought it was going to be 38-7, absolutely steamroll these boys. And hey, any Giants fan listening, bro, you guys got freaking clobbered. And
okay, which hurts more?
38-7 or 31-34?
Yeah. In the situation, third string QB, like you're supposed to get crushed and you make it close and you just lose, or like you go and you just get mollywopped.
No, I'm getting mollywopped, bro. Like the competitive fire, we talked about like the Bills and the Cowboys going home with like what the fuck? No, if you're the Giants, Spencer, you're a bad friend if you didn't call if you live in New York, like you should have called any Giants friend and been like, I'm here for you, bro. Like if you need anything, like you let me know, bro. Like I got you, I'll buy you a beer, some food. Like you got a couch here. Like G-men. The G-men are the sad men right now. Like that's talk about going with your tail between your legs, bro. Like that's terrible, man. Like
that also has got to be pretty terrifying for future years to know that you're always gonna have to face that again.
The next time they play in the playoffs, every single Giants fan's nuts are gonna be in their stomach.
That's tough.
Those sacks will be empty, bro. Like they will be so scared. Those balls will not drop down until the fourth quarter, man.
They have a chance. The Eagles have a chance to be good for a long time. Hurts is very young. Sirianni's still new. They could be good. They got a nice core there. What, AJ Brown and Devontae Smith is still young?
Smitty, bro.
If they have the money to pay everybody, yeah, that's good. Cincinnati looks like they're gonna have the money to pay everybody, which is good.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how Philadelphia tries to keep that team together because I think that's another team that's beautifully built. That offensive line is so nice. Lane Johnson coming back was awesome.
Jason Kelsey is a monster.
Jason Kelsey, oh my god,
he's so good. The Kelsey family is just like they figured out football, man. They're so good.
Dude, like Papa Kelsey must be he must just puff his chest with pride at all times, just walking around his little hometown, and they're like, "That's Mr. Kelsey." No, Mr. Kelsey. Way. How do you know? Do you see that man's chest? See how proud he is? Of course, that's Mr. Kelsey, bro. Dude, like two awesome football players. Imagine if they face each other in the Super Bowl, Eagles, Chiefs. That would be
could happen. Apparently, their mom tries to go back and forth sometimes on Sundays.
Really?
From
Mom
Kansas City to Philadelphia.
How?
Yeah, that's tough. But talk about one family. Both I'd put them both at the top of their positions, maybe. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Travis Kelsey, like every day.
Definitely Travis Kelsey. He might be the best ever.
I would say every day. every day, more and more people forget about my homie Tony Gonzalez, and it's all
Yeah, I
thanks to
know.
Travis
Literally
Kelce.
every
You
day
know what
they
I'm
watch
saying?
Travis Kelsey. I know he gets closer and closer to Tony Gonzalez.
People are forgetting him, bro. Like they're like,
They
he's the
are.
best Chiefs tight end of all time, and I'm like, what about Tony G?
I know Kelsey, man. Kelsey's crazy.
He's so good.
He's
Like,
so good. I don't understand. I don't understand it watching him sometimes. How he's always open. Because it doesn't like look like he makes these crazy moves, and then he just goes and he just runs to the open space and knows exactly where to go, and he's just
exactly.
there always.
Every fucking time, and it just makes no sense, man. Like,
I don't even know if he runs routes. I think he might just like run to open space. You know what I mean? Be
dude,
like,
that's
I'm
a
here,
fish.
throw it to me, and then he catches the ball.
He's just a monster, bro. Like, and I think it's crazy. You know that Travis Kelce used to be a quarterback.
Oh, I did hear that. Yeah.
Like that is so fucking ridiculous. He's so athletic. He's so good.
He's
And
so
like
good.
Jason
He's so
Kelce,
good.
I think that's the Super Bowl I want to see. Eagles, Chiefs, bro. That I think it's gonna be one. I think that'd be one hell of a Super Bowl.
That is true, and that's probably who it should be.
Eagles Niners is gonna be a ridiculous game, though. We said
It will
Bengals
be because,
Chiefs is
like,
gonna
what
be a
if
game
Brock Purdy wins? I don't know, like for the movie's sake, you know what I
for
mean?
the
Just for the
movie's sake.
movie, like, if Brock Purdy does it, that's I don't know. That's a hell of a movie right there.
Dude. The greatest
I
30
don't
for
know.
30
I
of all
also don't
time,
even
right
know
there.
I don't know who I'm rooting for in the AFC. I'm excited for that game. Just the Burrow Mahomes matchup again. I'm excited for that. Um, I like the Chiefs a lot, but I also love Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
So we'll
And
see. I'm excited for a good championship weekend.
Championship Sunday is going to be absolutely gorgeous, Spence.
But before Championship Sunday, it can't start without Spencer String Sports.
Do, 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 do.
We
Do,
can't
do,
have
do,
a
do, do, do,
Championship
do, do,
Sunday until we get another
do.
installment. This Spencer Strange Sports episode segment, shall we say, is a question. Have you ever heard of the play? I usually reference it in Ultimate Frisbee. Ready? But we're starting off strange. Okay. It's called The Greatest. Have you heard of that play?
No.
No. So the greatest occurs when, like, Ultimate Frisbee, and you're running to catch it, right? But you know it's going to go out of bounds, and you don't have quite enough space to make the catch. So you leap in the air, you catch the Frisbee, and you throw it back into the field before you land, and
Like
then
a
a
hook and
teammate
ladder?
catches it, right?
Like a
It's
hook
like
and
a
ladder
tip
play?
drill, like a glorified tip drill, right? You jump out of bounds and then throw the Frisbee back before you land, right? Why does this not happen more in the NFL? It happened one time this season. McCrary, the Titans cornerback, did it. I think against the Chargers, where he jumped Herbert through to the end zone, and the guy jumps and he's going to land out of bounds, so he just tosses it back to his teammate standing in the end zone. Interception, right? Why does that not happen more?
Well, it's the hook and ladder play, right?
But like all in midair.
All in midair.
Look up McCrary interception.
No, I know what kind of play you're talking about because
Can I share my screen? Look up McCrary Titans interception.
McCrary Titans interception.
Just so you know what I'm talking about, maybe you can pull it up on the screen.
Yes.
It's against the Chargers.
Can't misplay. McCreary taps ball back in bounds.
Yes,
for Kalu.
Exactly. That's the play. And I've always wondered, I've talked about this play a lot. I've always wondered, why does it not happen more? Like, I've seen it happen like one time. Oklahoma State in college football had a similar play years ago, where a guy jumps out of bounds and then tosses it back to a teammate who's in bounds. But that's like the only other example I've seen of it. And it really surprised me that it doesn't happen more.
Yeah, I actually am not sure if I'm going to be able to play it, Spencer, but I know what you're talking about.
All right, I'll send it to you after. We'll post a link to it on this episode on Nando Talk on Twitter.
We ride it, bro. But it is a pretty crazy play. Like I'm watching it, like it's
Oh, you
I'd
saw
love to
it?
see more. Yeah, I'd love to see more athleticism like that in the NFL at least. Like
I
not
don't know.
giving
I
up on
feel like it
plays.
can happen more. I feel like there's like
I
those
think so
odd
too.
enough moments where you could just do it, you know?
Yeah, just walk at the and just launch it back and create a crazy play, man. Maybe even a touchdown. Like that'd be especially an interception.
It's like when you save it, like if you're playing basketball and the ball's about to go out of bounds and you just like dive into the crowd and toss it back in. It could happen.
I'd be down.
I think I could do it.
I could see us pulling that off, Spence. You and I, a
Yeah,
little walk at
we
the
could do it.
action
We
right
could be
there.
a pretty crazy secondary duo. I think
I'd
we
love
could
to
do
see
it with our athleticism,
our chemistry.
my
It'd be
jumping
beautiful.
ability, my vertical leap ability. I think we could be a dynamic safety corner duo, like tag team.
Absolutely dynamic, brother. But it's been a great episode, Spence.
It has
I
been.
appreciate you, man.
Go Dolphins. We'll get them next year. We did a good job.
And check it out, baby.
Are we done?
We're about to be.